Good morning, Cranes. I'm Matthew Goudreau.
And I'm Aadhi.
Today is Wednesday, April 23rd.
And we're coming to you from the CKTV studio.
It's hard to believe we're already to the middle of April.
True. Did you know we only have 24 days left of the school year, Matthew?
It's hard to believe, but I guess that means we just have to make the most of it.
Sure do. So, with that being said, let's dive into what's been happening the past few weeks and what else is coming up.
Congratulations are in order for members of the MSB and MSG Band and Orchestra. The groups participated in the Middle School Solo and Ensemble Festival 2 weeks ago at Novi Middle School.
Between the two schools, current students received 32 First Division ratings, 3 Second Division ratings, and 2 Third Division ratings. Well done, Cranes.
And another exciting performing arts news, the drama club's rendition of James and the Giant Peach debuted last week. The joint middle school play had their rehearsal night on Wednesday.
The group then put on an all-school performance from in the afternoon on Thursday of last week at the KW Auditorium. There's a special schedule to accommodate for this event.
And then the group gave their final performance Thursday last night at the KW Auditorium. Job well done, James and the Giant Peach crew.
Now, let's get into our grade level news. 8th graders are hard at work on their personal projects in English class. They will be showcasing all which they have learned over the course of middle school.
8th graders have also been busy reading Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet and had the opportunity to head over to MSG 2 weeks ago to see the University of Michigan's traveling show of Shakespeare's play, Much Ado About Nothing. One of the performers in that group, Sarah Hartness, is an MSG and CK graduate.
In 7th grade news, at the start of this month, the class of 2030 had a chance to visit Boulder Garden at Carpenter Lake Nature Preserve in Southfield. Their impromptu field trip served as part of the continued study of rocks and minerals, and also gave them a mental brain break after CTP testing.
7th graders are also gearing up for the annual egg drop in tech class.
The 7th graders have been analyzing and researching real technology by NASA, SpaceX, and other spacecrafts, like the Mars rover, to learn how to build their own egg lunar lander.
Then with their partners, they will design their own lander out of different materials like straw, cardboard, cotton balls, and rubber bands. These landers, with the egg inside, will be dropped from a fire truck 75 feet high to see if their design will protect the egg.
In 6th grade news, the class of 2031 kicked off their mock trial project in English class 2 weeks ago. 6th grade English teacher, Mr. Moore, is trying something a little bit different this year, and the students are getting into the idea of being lawyers and witnesses in class.
And in other 6th grade news, the whole class went to Brookside during an advisory last week to interview SK students for a design thinking project and technology class. MSB 6th graders will be making custom board games for the Brookside students, and then the Brooksiders will come to visit and play the games in May.
And now we're going to kick it over to Jax, who has all the info you need about MSB sports and clubs. Jax?
Thank you, Aadhi and Matthew. I'm Jax Wolfe here with all your middle school sports news. We are standing outside right now in the middle school boys baseball field since it is now spring. Since it is spring, we have a bunch of new sports. Baseball, tennis, lacrosse, and track have already started practicing for the season ahead. Baseball opened up their season yesterday with the first game against Ferndale Middle School here at home. They matched with the Detroit Country Day for their second game of the season later today. Speaking of baseball, CKTV's Wesley had a chance to catch up with some fellow Cranes to get their take on the Tigers this season.
What's your name?
Reese Curran.
What are your expectations for the Tigers this year?
Probably a deep playoff run, past the wild card.
Who are some of the players that you like to watch?
I like Kerry Carpenter and Terry Scooble, a little bit of Riley Green in there.
What are some of the key differences from last year?
Probably batting. I think pitching's improved a little bit, but mostly batting.
Thank you. What's your name?
Lincoln LaFontaine.
What are your expectations for the Tigers this year?
I think a deep playoff run. Hopefully past the wild card, but at least make it to the playoffs,
Who are some of your favorite players that you like to watch on the team?
Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, and probably Kerry Carpenter.
What are some of the key differences from last year?
I think their pitching has got a lot better. but also like the hitting and the consistency of their hitting. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Wesley. Now back to the rest of MSB Sports. Tennis had the first game against Covington last week at home. Later today, they match up with Anderson here at home. Lacrosse has their first game of the season coming up this Sunday against Stony Creek. Coach Phelps has been working for 3 weeks to get this team ready for their next game to take off this season soon. The lacrosse team will have their first lax jam of the season at Heartland. Feel free to visit these games if time permits, as your fellow Cranes would love to have you there. Last but certainly not least, track has their first meet coming up this Monday against Anderson Middle School. The meet will take place at Berkeley High School. We're excited to kick off the spring sports season and wish all of our athletes the best they can compete. Well, that's all for your middle school sports news. Back to guys at the desk, Aadhi and Matthew. Aim high, Cranes.
Thanks for that, Jax. And in some feel-good news for you, after about 5 years of collecting pens and markers and recycling, the CKMSB containers are finally filled up.
That's right. Mr. Toth and his daughter dropped off 13 pounds of pens, markers, and mechanical pencils off for recycling last week. Thanks to everyone who helped collect their recycling stations in the faculty lounges so that your teachers know if you have some that are ready to be recycled.
Seems fitting with Earth Day this week. Great job to all who contributed. And in case you haven't noticed, CKTV officially has a new backdrop. Tell us how you feel later. Well, that brings us to the end of our show.
You know the drill at this point.
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the CKTV YouTube channel.
You can find us on YouTube at CKTV CKMSB.
Thanks again for watching, Cranes. I'm Aadhi.
I'm Matthew Goudreau. Have a great day of your week. Rest of the great wings. Aim high.